All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great session with the presidential candidate of the fictional Common Sense People's Party. Now, they say a house that is built on lies and deceit cannot stand. When TINUBU brought his ACN to merge with Buhari's CPC, they both had dark intentions. Their intentions were not pure at all. So, in order to get the people to their side, they began to tell lies, all manner of lies. And when Buhari got into office, he continued telling lies, hired a professional liar, Lai Mohammed, to lie the nation into confusion as he, Buhari, looted the country dry. Then came TINUBU. This one started lying to even the APC members, then got the INEC chairman to lie to Nigerians, and then he paid the judiciary to double down on the lies of INEC, and now he's also looting the country dry. Their plans seem to be working for them now, but their end is near, and their collapse will start from within because their foundation is built on lies. As I speak, the security state of Nigeria is in comatose because these men are only there to loot. They don't pay attention to the details, and now the level of insecurity is alarming, and supporters of TINUBU and Buhari have turned on one another on the internet. TINUBU supporters are trying so hard to prove that Buhari is the worst ever president of Nigeria, while the supporters of Buhari are saying that TINUBU has already surpassed Buhari in terms of underperformance, that his own failure is monumental. Before I show you how the papers reported this failure competition between Buhari and TINUBU, let me quickly show you this video that reveals the level of mess in our security. This video will show you that this country is in serious security mess. Please watch this video.
It's been over 100 days since the abduction of 8 young men and women of the National Youth Service Corps who were traveling from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, to Sokoto State to begin their year-long National Youth Service. The 8 victims were kidnapped on Saturday, August 17th in Zamfara State from a commercial bus branded with Akwa Ibom State government. Nigerians on social media have raised the alarm, calling on the federal government, the Akwa Ibom State government, and the NYSC management to make public any information relating to their kidnap, while praying for their safety in the hands of their abductors in the forests of Zamfara. My heart goes out to the family members of these young people, Nigerians. I mean, earlier this morning we discussed the bombardment that occurred in Kaduna State, where over 30 people died from mishap. I don't even know what to call it. And now we're still waiting for our young people that have been kidnapped. We don't know where they are at this point, whether they're in the Zamfara forest. Obviously, these terrorists know what they are doing. But a lot of people have talked about the fact that even the handbook, the NYSC handbook, which, was published. You can see it there where, they say when traveling in high roads such as Abuja, Kaduna, Abuja, Lokoja, Okene, or Aba, Port Harcourt roads, then alert your family members, friends, and colleagues in order to have someone on hand to pay off the ransom that could be demanded. I mean, if we can have that in our handbook, I mean, where are we going here?
So the truth has to be said. What's our level of investigation thus far? Because I always hear this narrative, but I don't want to believe it's true, that if we truly want to work, if the security agencies truly want to work in the country, they get the job done. Over 100 days, what's the level of our mapping? What's the level of our conversation even with the kidnappers? Because it looks as though we've left these people to chance. And that's also the part of the inequality we have in this country. If it's a big person or a relative of somebody high up there that is kidnapped like this, are we just going to keep quiet?
No, we saw the kidnappings that occurred where big people were, involved, and they were released almost immediately.
Yeah. So the question is, what is even the NYSC doing? Mm-hmm. If my memory serves me right, I think there was an incident of a kidnapping many years ago. Then Brigadier Okoriafia was the head of NYSC. And we know the decisive role he made in releasing those people quickly. In fact, it was said that he was really miffed at the fact that his core members, I was like, you kidnapped my core members, and action happened, and they came out. So what's the role of NYSC? Because I don't want to understand that we've not really been able to hear anything from the NYFC. And since the NYSC will be a paramilitary body of some sort, where people or core members go through military training. So the head of NYSC too should be able to speak as regards this. We are hearing about the drones that kill people in Kaduna. Where are those surveillance drones? Why can't we use them to start tracking all the forests where these people can probably be? Is it like finding a needle in a haystack that people will just be kidnapped in the country and we don't know what's going on? Isn't it sad enough that core members get killed during elections? Now they are being kidnapped just for serving their country? So a lot more needs to be done. And it's a national indictment on us. Over 100 days, nothing has happened. And at the same time, we hear security officials say, hey, we are not collecting enough money. We want more money. The other day, the security officials went to the National Assembly. It was a tale of lamentations. Oh, we are not collecting enough money. The question is, with the little resource you have, what have you been able to do that? Over 100 days, a core member has been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Somebody there to serve the Nigerian government. So what kind of nation are we building?
We're calling on the security forces,
so
the Nigerian police,
everyone involved.
Hands on deck.
Because the life of these Nigerians are as important as anything. But the question I'd like to ask you is, Oji, do we even truly care for lives? Over how many people bombed just like that?
Yeah.
See, today, the Air Force said it's not also. The Army said, okay, yes, we did. But no structured apology as regards what happened. If you look at the message, was very new as though we mistakenly but apologize to the people and the lives.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Rufai. That was my own rhetoric. I was like, there needs to be an apology here. Those people that died were victims of circumstance, unfortunate incident that occurred. It should never, ever happen again.
You heard that. Now, the highlight of this video for me was where they pointed out from the NYSC handbook, NYSC advising core members to prepare ransom in case they are kidnapped on their way to places up north. Imagine, what a shame, what a disgrace. The APC has finished this country. Oh, now let us look at how TINUBU and BUHARI supporters turned on each other on the internet, trying to prove who the bigger failure is of these two failures. Look at how the papers reported it. TINUBU, Buhari supporters spar online over who is the worst failure after killing of civilians by military drone in Kaduna, Sahara reporters. Nigerians on X, formerly Twitter, have condemned in strongest terms the killings of scores of citizens celebrating the birthday of Prophet Muhammad in Tundumbiri community in a Gabi local government area of Kaduna State by a military drone. Tweeps, some of who are supporters of President Bola Tinubu, also lambasted former President Muhammadu Buhari, saying his 8-year administration gave birth to incessant bombings of communities and killing of civilians by the Nigerian army and other security agents. Sahara reporters reported on Monday that the military on Sunday killed scores of Muslims celebrating the birthday of Prophet Muhammad in the state. However, despite Nigerians raging in anger that the bombings of communities and killings of civilians by security agents in the country started under Buhari's administration, the ex-president's former aide, Bashir Ahmad, on Monday strongly condemned the Kaduna incident. He said, Haba, you can't kill 126 innocent souls, 126 civilians, and just call it a mistake. I can't even remember a time when the troops killed such a number of terrorists anywhere in this country at once. At headquarters of Nigerian Army, Nigerians are waiting to hear from you how this mistake will be corrected and what measures you will put in place to prevent reoccurrence. As soon as Bashir Ahmed wrote this, all hell was let loose. Supporters of TINUBU came under the comment section. Supporters of Buhari also came and they began attacking each other. This supporter of TINUBU wrote, look at this guy trying to evolve into an activist right before our eyes just because he is no longer in government. 14 whole times this same misfire happened under Buhari-led administration, and I honestly can't point out a single tweet from you condemning it. And another TINUBU supporter said, you have finally realized the use of your pen and recollect your sense of humanity and empathy, because Buhari is no longer the serving president. Why are we this shameless? And so the back and forth began. All manner of insults. TINUBU supporters insulting Buhari supporters giving it back to them, telling them that TINUBU has already surpassed Buhari in terms of failure in just 6 months in office. And this obedient Chimeka came and said, since core Baptists, corners, and voluntary slaves have decided to push narratives that Buhari was a colossal failure, Buharists, say Babas, have also decided to paint official Bat as worse than Buhari. I love to see the fight gaining momentum. That is it. It was so beautiful following it up on Twitter this afternoon. Now, it is obvious that the APC never meant well for Nigeria, and we will continue to speak until the country is saturated with this message. And of course, the actions of APC, the poverty, squalor, hopelessness, and insecurity that they have brought will give credence to our voices. So shall it be until we rid this nation of this cancer called the APC. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So don't go away.